I'm standing in for Kevin today. Kevin's in training in Beverly Hills, so he wishes he could be there. It's not as glamorous as it's
Hi.
It's in the outskirts, I
Are we
think.
on yet?
Not yet. All right, welcome. So just to go over our training calendar, today Hector Martinez is teaching the listing agreement disclosures class. Right, Hector? Yeah. He was just asking me about what he was going to teach today. So it's going to be a very interesting class.
Very interesting, yes.
All right. Tomorrow I'll be teaching MLS and zip forms. If you haven't been, come. You always learn something new. You can learn to save some time in MLS and in zip forms. Dot Loop, the 6th, annual family picnic. There's still time to register for that. That's in Hanford. So Hanford is hosting our annual family picnic this year, so please make it a point to sign up and go to that. I think we've got about 50, 60 people signed up so far, and I think none of those are from this office, so you guys, no, I mean some of them are, but it's more dramatic if I say none of them. All right, then we have what is e-edge? That's basically an overview of the class on what e-edge is, so I'll be going over that on June 9th. And Seller's Mastery with Larry Garcia, intro, Escrow and Mortgage with Main Street Escrow and Country Club Mortgage. I think they're going to have a specific panel topic there about client expectations and timeframes and whatnot, so that's going to be a good one to come to if you haven't been to one of those yet. And then Lunch and Learn Facebook for Businesses. That's
wrong.
busyness. That's for busyness. So.
Busyness. To create
All right.
busyness.
Jeremy Jennings is going to teach that.
Monday, Tuesday.
All right. Mega RSTLM, registered for 6/16. That is next month, well this month actually, how to develop your team, recruit for your team, find and hire talent. So if you are looking to expand your team or just basically know how you're supposed to grow your team, this is a great class to attend. All right. And what do we have next here? Family picnic, we know that. TCR Gives Back. Please sign up for this. It's happening Wednesday, June 11, 2014. The shift options are from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. There's 3 different groups. This is where you, it says Habitat, Self-Help Enterprises. I'm sure you've seen it if you're involved with board office, got the emails. For more information, there's flyers on your chairs, and you can volunteer by contacting the board office or emailing memberservices@tcmls.org. All right. Mentoring. Now we're going to have a brief mentoring panel. So if you guys would please kindly stand up, sit up here. You guys know who you are.
You guys.
We always get asked about the mentoring program, what it's about, what's involved. So we have some people here that are going to answer some questions about it.
Oh, thank you.
It's like a confession.
Can you turn on that?
You have my remote.
All right. Okay, well, I guess you have to turn on. All right, so first off, Ed, can you tell us what the mentoring program is, please?
Well, what we want to do is we want to get our younger associates into a transaction as quickly as possible and train them to be successful. We want to get them moving forward as quickly as possible.
All right, thank you. Janet, how do we pair the mentors and the mentees? How does that work out for you so far?
Well, what happened with me is that staff, somebody has talked to the new people as they come in and try to match the personalities and maybe the personality style from the DISC profile to the person that they're with, and the ones that I have had, I feel like have matched perfectly.
Okay.
The same sort of work ethic, and the same sort of personality where the things that I do
Now,
would work for them.
is it an automatic assumption that you're going to work together? Or?
No,
Okay.
no. If for some reason they were not comfortable or we weren't speaking the same language per se, or I felt the same way about them, then they would have an opportunity to go with one of these people who speak the same language. Gibberish.
All right.
Gibberish.
It kind of is an interview process where you interview each other. So the mentee can interview you and you interview them just to make sure you are a good fit, and then you move forward.
Right. It's not where you want to force it. You just want to make sure it's the right fit.
And you want to be helpful, and if you're not helping them, then they need to move on to somebody who can help.
And usually it's either you or Kirsten, sometimes Carly, sometimes Robin in the early days would match us up. And it's been right on the money so far. It really has. You
I would
guys
say
do a
it's
good
been
job.
perfect.
Especially the ones that you did.
Or close to. All right. Connie, what has being a mentor done for you personally?
Wow, it's kept me on my toes.
Yeah.
It's been a great opportunity to, of course, help some of our really up-and-coming agents, and they have questions. But my business is so on autopilot, especially with templates and everything that makes it so much easier these days. So when they ask me a specific question, it does make me realize that sometimes I have to go back and say, oh my gosh, you're absolutely right, or you need to get your template set up, and it has really allowed me to kind of refresh my business as well. And then of course Raina is one of my most famous,
yes.
infamous. She just does an amazing job. So it's been a lot of fun,
Good, good. Now, would you say that it helps you to be more accountable
Yes.
doing these things? And
Yes.
if you're preaching something, you're more apt to do the things that you preach?
Especially when you tell them, okay, you need to prospect between 9 and 11, and you put your sign out, and then I'm not prospecting. I have somebody come by and say, well, I'm sorry, you're supposed to be prospecting. I won't bother you. So yeah, they definitely keep. I had 7 at one time, so I did a lot of prospecting and had to keep my management skills on target.
All right. Thank you. Larry, why do you think that our mentor program is important?
I think the biggest thing is that when you first start out as an agent, people are kind of frightened that, how do I go about my first transaction? What do I do? What do I say? And so in the mentorship program, you can have a mentor take you by the hand, go to those presentations with you, help you write the contract, go through all of that for you, and help you with that process. And then, of course, the other part of it, I really believe, is that it accelerates the growth of that new person. It just helps them learn a lot quicker what to do, the systems, everything that we have. And then, of course, you always have that person to go to later. It doesn't just end when you do your 2 or 3 transactions. That's somebody that you can always go to ask questions, and we're more than happy to help them.
Good, thank you. Now, we also have a couple of mentees here. I'll start off with Raina. How has the mentoring program helped you in one word? I'm just kidding.
I can't do that. You know me too well.
First of all, who was your mentor?
Connie was my mentor,
Okay.
which actually I don't think she wanted me at first, but you guys made her take me. Really, seriously, I'm dead serious. Anyway, that is, she has me anyway, too bad. My feelings aren't hurt anymore. I would say it probably helped alleviate anxiety because let's face it, when you get your license, you don't know how to sell real estate at all. And Connie was always there. I would do my RPA and check this, double check this, triple check this. So that was great. She was always very helpful. So it helped me not be quite as anxious. And then besides that, and this may be not as important to Paul, or maybe it's a girl thing, I don't know. I have to go in and have friends. That's what I do, that's important. I had a friend right
Well, I
away.
can relate. You can relate,
It's an I
see?
thing.
Yeah, it's so, you kind of felt like you had a friend and you had somebody to go hang out with and go to lunch, have a drink or 2.
It's an I thing.
Anyway,
And the reason why I
hasn't, no, I just.
yeah, that's why she didn't want me my mentor. No, I love it. If anybody ever asks me, do they need one? Yeah. If you're starting out, I think you need one.
All right. Paul, same question. Who was your mentor and why do you think it was important?
Well-
And how did it benefit you?
First off, let me, there's a couple of people that I want to say thank you to because this
Oh,
was,
stop.
I've
Now
been
you're
here
gonna make
about
me
it.
look bad.
This will be my 1-year deal.
That's
at
right.
Today's,
Yeah.
or this
Wow.
week. So first I want to thank Julie for taking a chance on me. Thank you very much. My mentor was Bill Mathis. But I was very fortunate because with Bill came Darren and Cindy and Stephanie. And everybody on the 3rd floor has been such a big help in making my first year very, very successful. Mentors they're a must as far as I'm concerned. Not only do they double check your transactions, but you can also bounce ideas from. I don't think I've ever ran a CMA that I haven't gone to Bill and or Darren and asked them their opinion before we go out and do something. So even as you get a little bit more experience, those guys are so willing to help you. I don't want to leave out Jared Giada and Terry Langdon, because those two have been real instrumental in helping me get going. So I think it's a great program. It's one that someday I hope to be able to participate in as a mentor. But right now, I just want to give a big thank you for everybody who's kind of made my first year a lot of fun.
Thank you, very well said. Now, is there anything else that anybody'd like to add that we haven't went over about the mentor program?
I think one of the most important things, and Ed and I've talked about this, is getting your mentee in a transaction ASAP, because that gets the ball going. They learn the contract, they learn the whole process, and then sharing with them your sources, your vendors, because your first transaction, you're like, oh, I need a handyman, oh, I need a, blah, blah, blah. So getting them in immediately is incredibly important.
Yeah, I think we're the best as far as training and helping agents get the listings and everything else, but then they get the listing and they get an offer. Now what do I do? I got the offer accepted, what's going on now? So I think that helps them. And then also bringing a new agent up right in the business as far as ethics, realtor etiquette, things like that is very important. We've sort of gotten away from that a little bit, and the younger agents do things a little different, and so you need to train them in the way, hey, make sure everything's locked up, all the lights are off, card, call back, all that good stuff. So I think that's real important too.
Great. Now, does anybody have any questions before I excuse the panel?
I would just like to encourage other agents to get involved in the mentorship program. It's a great experience. It's a great learning experience. And not only that, if you run a team, it's a great way to recruit and to discover talent. And, so.
Can you guys raise your hands if you're a mentor? All right, look at that.
Good.
All right. All right, well, thank you guys.
Well, I knew she had a choice, she probably wouldn't have picked me.
I quit.
So what did we- All right, well, thank you guys so much for your time. All right. Now we'll get started with the awards. All right. So, highest closed sale, Kristen Price out of Madera at $2.8 million.
That's just buying drinks right after.
We have Rising Star, Victoria Rossington, with one listing last month, and she has another listing this month. And KW Cares Award, Mr. KW Cares, Troy Guy. And the MCA award goes to, I think this person may have gotten it like 30 or 40 times already, but who cares? It's well deserved. Stephanie Wright. And now we go to listings. Number 10 listing agent, Bill Mathis. Number 9 listing agent, Ed Morton. Number 8 listing agent, Hector Martinez. Number 7, Robin Graham team.
I think this one goes to July, because I'm pretty sure she dominated the listing.
nice.
Number 6, Jillian Boss Real Estate team. Number 5, Bill Mock. Number 6, Pimentel Realty Group. I'm sorry, that's number 4. Number 3, Team Guy.
Where's number 3?
Number 2, Harper Bishop team. And number 1, Sarah Simmons team. All right, now top sales awards. Number 10, Deanna Souza. Number 9, Apple Corial.
Hey, Apple.
Number 8, Barbara Summers. Number 7, Oscar Mendez. Number 6, Michael Hernandez. Number 5, Vinny Arbizo. They're all out working apparently. Number 4, Darren Kong. Number 3, Mr. Steven Lopez. Number 2, Eric Anderson. And number 1 was Kirsten Price. Top sales for the teams. Number 5, Larry Garcia team. Number 4, Team Guy. Number 3, Jillian Boss Real Estate team. Number 2, Pinmantel Realty Group. Number 1, Sarah Simmons team. All right, congratulations to all you guys in those awards. It's a great month. All right, so next we're going to go on to the MSC Minute, which basically, do you have anything to say? Rachel, do you have anything to add?
Not particularly.
How are things going down there?
It's
Things going
going
well?
great, actually. There's 5 of us now, and there's a process, and it's very streamlined, and nice and organized.
All right.
Thank
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Next, you guys know about the Mega Escrows for Mega Camp. If you don't, inquire with Main Street Escrow or any of the staff members, and we'll give you more details on that. Open an escrow, get a chance to win a trip to Mega Camp. That's what basically the gist of it is. And next, we have Cindy from Country Club Mortgage, who has a few words to say.
A couple things. I wanted to let you know that the Country Club Mortgage Tulare office is now up and running and open, so come by and say hello. We're in the Del Lago professional area behind Walmart, right at Hillman and Leland. I thought it would be fun to do a kind of did you know on credit. I do so much credit counseling that I figured when I get up here I'd kind of leave a handout back here. Today's handout has some websites on it, great websites, free websites. One of them, clients or you guys, it's always good to look at your credit once a year. Know what's on it, know if there's mistakes. But what you don't want to do is have a lender or somebody pull your credit over and over and over and have a bunch of inquiries on it. So annualcreditreport.com is a free website that people can go to and see the content of what's on their credit. Doesn't show you a score unless you pay for it. But if you go to creditkarma.com, that one will show you a score, not so much a content. So if you combine the two, you can kind of get an idea of what's on it. Another great website to go to is optoutprescreen.com. That basically is run by the credit bureaus and tells the credit bureaus, don't sell my personal information to solicitors. If you do that, they do actually reward you with a couple points for that. And the stuff that you get in the mail, the junk mail, the credit card solicitations, things like that, eventually will slow down over time. So good websites, flyer in the back. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and now we have Broker 60 Seconds. Troy.
Did you guys ever see My Big Fat Greek Wedding? Yeah. Okay, and she says, you know, your father is the head of this family, but I'm the neck. Okay, that is what client control is about. Okay. All right. So, in other words, your client may be the head of the transaction, and so we always think, well, we'll just go over wherever they are, but we need to point them in the right direction. You guys are the necks of the transaction. Okay, so you need to turn that head the direction that you need to go. So. How I want to relate this to real estate is through the home inspection process, and I think a lot of people, what we do is as we deny our existence as the neck of a transaction, we don't end up steering our clients in a direction that's going to be beneficial for them or for the seller. And the home inspection is absolutely their right, and we recommend having one done, but you shouldn't leave it at that. You should definitely go into what is they're likely to see on a home inspection and what their likely response should be to what they see on a home inspection. If you walk them through that, that's called good client control. It means that you're directing them on what their responses should be. So an example would be that you say, well, I definitely recommend a home inspection on this house, But be aware that we're not allowed to hand the home inspection to the seller and say, yeah, fix all this. Because this is not a brand new house, and of course they agree with you, and then you say, you know, you're likely to find some things on the home inspection, and what we'll need to do is pick 1 or 2 items that may affect your interest in owning the home. In other words, it's a health and safety hazard or it's a structural defect, and put those down on a request for repair. But you have to be aware that that you should put items on there that are going to affect your interest in being the owner of this home. We're not just putting down it's got a broken light switch or it's got a broken plate cover, okay? And they agree with you. And so when you get your home inspection back, that's 12 pages or 3 hours of work of somebody going through a house with a fine-tooth comb. They're not overwhelmed. And maybe give them an example. The example I use is I had a lady buying a house that was a bank-owned property, and I told her all this, just like I told you just now, and that the air conditioner was actually falling into the attic. Of course, I get a gasp from my buyers, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, yeah, that would be something that I wouldn't want to buy the house." But I point out to them that it all comes down to money. So I had our roofer, Jason Hickox, go out there. It was $700. It was a broken rafter. He ended up bolstering it up, $700, and it was going to be stronger than it was when the house was built. So over $700, she was getting such a phenomenal deal on the house that she said, "Yeah, no problem," because the bank wasn't going to do any repairs, right? So rather than let the deal die over $700, don't make it about the air conditioner falling into the attic, which sounds horrible. Make it about $700, and you can have it actually stronger than, oh yeah, then definitely go through with it. And then they see, oh, okay, it's about the money, right? All right, so prepare your clients for the home inspection. Don't allow it to be a deal killer, regardless of who does the home inspection. If you've done your work ahead of time, then it'll make it much smoother going forward. Okay? Go fight sell.
Thank you, Troy. Magic. I would like to welcome some new associates, Larry Wagner and Liz Mooring. I think Larry is also, we have new additions to our staff. We have a Destiny Garcia, who took over the Hanford office, the business center administrator out there, and Tanya Osborne in Porterville.
Woo!
All right, now we have something fun. This is going to be really fun. I have a couple of questions to ask you guys. It's regarding MLS rules. Uh-oh. So, if you know the answer, just shout out your name, okay? Shout out your own name if you know the answer. How many days, and the judge is going to be right there to see if this guy is going to judge on that. That'd be Ed Morton, MLS committee chair. Correct, Ed?
That is correct.
All right. How many days do you have to upload a photo to a listing?
Troy.
Robin.
24 hours.
48.
Keep going.
Who's second? Who was second? Was it Paul? 48. Wrong.
July. 72 hours.
Wrong.
Jerry, 48.
She cheated.
I said 48.
Somebody said
3 days.
48.
Time out. 3 days and 72 hours.
How many days? You got to answer it in the form of a question. How many days?
You wear all expense paid to Starbucks in downtown Los Angeles. As long as the Starbucks does not
Wait, is
exceed
it
5
2 or 3 days?
3 days.
3 days.
No, it's just
48 hours.
48.
40, okay, well, who's the judge? Who's the judge?
Tell it to the judge.
2 days. 48 hours.
We'll send these tips out to you in an email so you guys can do it.
48 hours.
All right.
2 days.
All right, next question.
Oh, there's more.
There's more. Again, say your name first. Can you help me second and third? Okay. How many days do you have to update any status changes in your listings?
Wayne
Casey.
Westfield.
I heard Wayne's name.
That was
24 hours.
Nope.
Casey.
Days. Robin Graham.
Casey.
Days.
Two business days. Close.
He's saying
I would
yes.
say any days. There's no business days. There's no holiday.
2 days.
It's just 2 days. 2 days. Are you calculating?
Sundays?
So if
Holidays?
you're at home on Christmas and you get an accepted offer, Christmas Eve or the next day, you have to actually update your listing to.
Good to know.
All right. Yep.
My concurrent spirit's keeping it down. Let's go.
Next question. Are you allowed to put a link to a virtual tour in the marketing remarks?
July, no.
Good answer.
Good answer? As enough, right?
No, you cannot put anything in the marketing remarks that does not specifically market the property. No phone numbers, no email addresses, no websites. So, but you can use a virtual media tour in the virtual media link as long as the virtual media is not branded with your name, office, or phone number. All right? All right, one more question. We've had, year to date, how many of the MLS citations that have been issued, give me a percentage, a close percentage, how many of those have been Keller Williams citations?
Will we have more agents?
Higher.
Probably more.
Higher?
35. Higher.
45.
Oh,
Higher than 45?
Higher.
July, 85.
50%, she said 50%. About 50% of the citations have been issued to our.
Oh, no, we're still playing this
Before-
game.
Before
Everybody panics and
Yes.
everything else. Go ahead, Jason.
There's only been 8 citations.
yeah.
So we have like a lion's share in our office?
Yeah, we have the line show the listings too. Also, there's some rules to look out for. Okay, so when you take a photo of the property, do not get a picture of your for sale sign on the property, right? No for sale sign. All right. Anything else about the lockbox rule?
The lockbox rule is geared more towards getting the agent into the property, and there's a 4-hour window. And it doesn't matter if it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, you have 4 hours to respond to get that agent into the property. It's not so much as far as the lockbox goes or things like that. However, we did adopt the official lockbox of our association is the new Bluetooth. So keep that in mind. You can use combos, you can use anything you want, but getting somebody in within 4 hours is the main goal.
So if you're at the lake and out of cell reception,
That
then
could be
what?
an issue. If you have a secondary telephone number or something like that.
And the citation policy is back there, so get a copy of the citation policy. You're encouraged to give the other agent a courtesy call, just as a hey, heads up, please know that you could be in violation, or a courtesy email.
Unfortunately, on that courtesy call deal, we're giving them out. We're not getting them back, guys. So maybe if we just do a little more and be friendly, and it's not giving that call, but it's receiving that call also. I send out a lot of them, and I've only had one bad experience. You drop the hammer right after that. You know, if they're gonna jump all over you for just giving them a heads up, it's okay.
And also, you may get emails from staff, from Allison or myself, because I set up a search to look for those violations. So you may get a courtesy email. There's just some here that got a courtesy email from me, so missing pictures and whatnot. You had a question, Candace?
Right, the clarification on the 4-hour thing. So you're saying that if an agent wants to show the property, but in the agent remarks, if it says you need a 24-hour notice, that doesn't count?
Oh, no, that does count.
Because
Yes.
it starts from the time that you trying to get the agent.
Correct.
And you should be able to get the agent within 4 hours
Within
to
4
set
hours,
that
yeah.
appointment. I see.
And that is a rule adopted by CAR. And we need to adopt their rules in order to get the E&O insurance and all that fun stuff.
Yes. All right, thank you. Any more questions on anything that we just
That
discussed?
goes back to really highly recommending putting in, asking the seller, what number would you like agents to call you to set an appointment to show your house?
But
Get yourself out of that.
what if the seller isn't responding?
Right, exactly. But then they get a hold of you, and now you've got 4 hours to get your seller to respond.
And if you're doing that, I would highly, highly suggest putting that number somewhere in the office so that when they call management, we have access to it.
Yeah,
So
while
we
you're
need to
at the lake.
have, yeah, while you're at the lake. So we just call it probably Wayne.
All right.
Gotta be the net.
All right, if you have any other
Turn
questions,
those
you can
people when
see
you're
Troy
talking.
or Ed after the meeting. If you have more detail on any questions or anything we discussed today, you can see them after the meeting. Next, buyers' needs, wants.
I like that screen much better.
Good.
I love bucket filler / announcement
Okay.
/ speaking of pictures.
Okay.
I wanted to introduce Lynn Learn. She is a professional photographer. Lynn, right here. So she just heard all our rules for photos. So if you want to leverage that, she is awesome. I know Connie's used her. If you want to check out her work, you can check out my listing on Chablis. You can see her awesome work. And we would love her to be on our team as an MSA. So welcome her, ask her questions, all that fun stuff. Thank you.
Bucket filling?
Not a bucket, but I had 2 new listings I wanted to promote that I'm taking today. First one's in the Crestwood area, 3711 West Keller. Home's been remodeled, it's 3-bedroom, 2 baths, separate living room, family room. Has new kitchen, new flooring, new fixtures, etc. 159.9.
Oh, damn.
Price to move. And then a new listing in Bonaventure at 1740 Manzanita. It's a French provincial style home, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,600 feet. Saltwater pool and spa, fire pit. I mean, you name it, this house has it. $549 is the price of it. It's beautiful.
Anyone else?
I have just a little announcement. The TCAOR is doing their annual picnic, June 26th. Tickets are $7, and that includes food, bounce houses, a lot of things, a lot of different activities. I do have tickets if anybody's interested.
Right, and we are sponsored of that picnic, and we will have a booth out there. I think it's going to be salsa themed or something like that.
I have a buyer, want, need, whatever. I have 2 buyers currently that are looking for 4-bedroom, 2 baths, underneath 200,000. 210. We can be flexible. So, it gets the kids better. In West Visalia. So if you see anything, let me know. I'm looking.
I have 2 listings that'll go on the market Monday. They're getting ready for them. One's an 1,100 square foot in Belisara for $219, and the other one is a 4 and 2 in Englewood, 21 or 2,200 square feet, 4 and 2 for $264. There you go.
I know it's unrealistic. I realize this.
All right. Any other bucket fillings? No? No buckets to be filled today?
Well, I'll fill Terry's bucket and Stephanie's bucket. I was gone for 2 weeks and they did a marvelous job. Well, they obviously didn't sell much. Closing some escrows and getting a couple in escrow. So I appreciate their help and they're not here to be recognized. So.
Well, I want to fill some buckets here. I think we have quite a few birthdays this week. We have Ed Morton's birthday this week, Simon Guy's birthday, Heather Estes, Vanessa Judith, all their birthdays this week. So I'd like to fill their bucket. And everybody else who's got the birthday this year.
I'd like to fill Barbara Summers' bucket for all the hard work she always does on the picnic in advance, and then Sandy, who's on the committee also.
Yes, thank you guys. All right. Well, we've got, before we go on tour, we've got Milan Institute. Their students are here doing massages. If you'd like a massage, you can go to the little lounge area right there. And then, if you guys want to stick around and have the massages first and then go to the toilet, you guys can do that. You guys want to speak about your listing on tour?
Please join us. Please, somebody come.
I heard something about booze.
Mimosas, but bring your own as well.
Yeah, bring your own mimosa.
Bring your own mimosa.
Yeah, 2820 East Delta of Houston has a 3 and 2, 1488 square feet, 169. New everything except roof, but no roof served. So please come see it.
And then the other one, I'm just going to say it the way I like to say it. 3226 North Mendonca. It sounds talkative. It's 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2011, 2004, 2,900 square feet, 325. I'm going to work on a price reduction, but I want some feedback, so take a look at it. If you have a buyer that's more than 210,
Well,
please bring them by. Please bring them by.
It's all personal.